Hello and welcome back to the Great Conversations channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right into it. This is a TikTok that was given by a woman that basically was talking. She's talking about certain things that happen when men are dating. When you're out there, you're dating certain women. You got to be precautious. You definitely got to be precautious of who you're messing around with, right? Like I say this a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it. I've worked in the family law field for a long time, and I'm going to tell you, men get railroaded all the time. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. And if you see things like this, if you are sensing things that are bad, if it's bad, or there's certain behaviors that you're catching on to, and you're not feeling comfortable with it, you got to go with your gut, man. Do not let certain things alter your judgment. Don't let it do that. So anyway, let's get right into the video. She's going to explain it. So let's go.
Men, if you only listen to one message today, listen to this one. I got this DM from a young man today. Got this DM from a young man today.
So I'm going to stop it right there so you guys can, you can take a look. It says he's in a relative spot right now. He was in a relationship that was quite abusive, and a lot of women don't believe that men get abused. Men do get abused. If you look at the statistics that come out every year from the federal census, from domestic violences and stuff like that, that is submitted from every county, every state, every city into the federal database, you find out that the numbers are they're quite cut in half. It's almost 50-50. When I worked in the family law field, you got this quite a bit. Where we would get statistics in about domestic violences, interracial relationships, how many people were married, how many people were divorced, how many people were getting married that year, and what state would break down, and you just got all these statistics every year on this stuff, and this stuff is relatively it's really easy to look up. The federal government has to keep track about all this stuff because it becomes a statistic. You got to put out statistics every year because you got to find out why things aren't working out for certain people and whatnot. It's all demographics, right? So this is the reason why they get these statistics. But abuse, yes, it's huge in this community. It happens. Men get abused just as much as women get abused, mentally, physically, emotionally. And for men, you could argue that with men, it's more emotional and verbal abuse because women feel they can just talk to you any type of way. Or you get men who get used all the time. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it going with this video so you guys can take a look at it, and you can we're gonna discuss it like right after this.
This is sadly a very common tactic that is often employed when a guy breaks up with a girl. She suddenly calls you and surprise, surprise, she's pregnant. What do you do when you get that call? Whatever you do not sleep with her. Because that's where she's actually going to try and get pregnant. Do not believe her based on a positive pregnancy test or an ultrasound. Both of those can be faked. Yes, positive pregnancy tests can very easily be purchased online. Ultrasound photos and videos can also be gotten online and easily manipulated with names.
Sorry I just stopped it, a little prematurely there, but she's right about all this stuff. When I worked in the family law field, this happened a lot. You had a lot of men that would go, I thought she was pregnant at this date, but she was really pregnant at this date. And then that clouds a man's mind because now you got doubt. You have doubt. And these are the games that women are playing. And I'm telling you, these games are dangerous. Women, if you're out there listening, these are dangerous games that you are playing. You're playing with people's lives. And this is the emotional abuse that I'm talking about. That scars people emotionally. And I don't think women really understand that scars a person emotionally. Right? We want to talk about abuse. That's huge. Because then you have trust issues if you get into another relationship. If you never actually went through with having this kid with this person, you get into the next relationship with someone, then you have trust issues. And then the next person has to end up paying for it. And as she said, you could buy all this stuff online. This stuff can be purchased online. Ultrasounds can be purchased online. Anything that you can use to manipulate a man to think that you're pregnant can be purchased online. I've been to several events and seminars when I worked in the legal field, when I worked for family law as well. A lot of this stuff can be purchased, it can be forged, it can be manipulated. All it takes is a PDF. A PDF can be altered. Names, dates, everything can be altered. So let's keep it moving.
Go to a doctor's appointment with her and have it verified by the doctor. And until then, do not sleep with her. If she makes up a reason why she doesn't want you to go to the doctor's appointment, fine. Do not sleep with her. This is such a common tactic that my mom saw during her years of practice as a father's rights lawyer. It is embarrassing how much this happens.
And she's right. And she's right. This happens quite a bit. And I saw it a lot. It happens more than what people think. You're sitting in court, and this is what the guy is saying. And a good portion of the time, most judges are not going to listen to you. They're not going to listen to you because if she's actually pregnant at this point, or if you have a kid at this point, the judge is not going to listen to you. He's not going to care. He or she is just not going to care. So this is where I keep telling men, you have to protect yourself. You have to find ways to protect yourself. And the way to protect yourself, you always get something in writing. And like she said, you go to the doctors. You go to the doctor's appointment with this person. You verify that there's an actual child on the way. You get documentation. You get everything. You get any written authorization from an actual doctor. And if this person keeps making excuses, then don't go. Just don't go. Because you'll be setting yourself up for failure. And she did have really good advice. Do not sleep with her. It doesn't matter what she's doing to ploy. Do not sleep with this person because that's what she's looking forward to doing. She's looking at this point to get pregnant. And if you don't want a child with a person like that because you're just going to end up in court. You're going to end up in court. It's going to be a toxic relationship. This is going to be a toxic relationship. And it's going to be a terrible environment to raise a child in. A terrible environment to raise a child in. Don't do it. That's basically the bottom line. Anyway, I just wanted to do that quick message. This is your man, The Great Conversations. Please like and subscribe. And please go look at my man, The Poor Man Podcast. My man's out there doing it. So like and subscribe to him too. He's got some great content. And gentlemen, protect yourself at all times. It's got to be like a boxing match out there. Protect yourself at all times. Get written authorization and take the tips that woman had. She had really good tips. Go to the doctor with her. Go get the information. Be more proactive when stuff like this happens because you can't always trust someone's word when it comes to like something like this, especially if you're in a relationship like that. Anyway, I'm the Great Conversationalist. Gentlemen, stay dapper.